I frequently visit the Reddit meditation chat board. Something I find concerning is that so many people think that meditation is supposed to be either a psychedelic experience or an alternative health cure for mood disorders such as anxiety and depression. With recent news about the psychological risks of long 10-day Vipassana meditation retreats and persistent stories about the dire consequences of so-called Kundalini activation, folks are more frequently voicing concerns about whether basic meditation practice will make you go crazy. And people very much like to share their crazy stories on social media. Also, there's a faction of fundamentalist Christians who are indoctrinated into spreading talking points that meditation involves making your mind blank, and that a blank mind creates space for demons to get in. Let's clear the air and go through these ideas. Basic meditation is really just sitting quietly, calmly, being aware of your physical self and being aware that you are a breathing, thinking organism in relationship with your ever-changing inner and outer environment. A great source of basic sitting meditation practice is a YouTube by a Tibetan Buddhist monk and meditation instructor. It's called Gelong Tubten Explains How to Develop a Daily Mindfulness Practice. The link to the YouTube is in the comment box of this YouTube. I want to add that I have no connection to this particular teacher, but I do think that he is a good expert resource. Many people who begin basic sitting meditation seem to think that something odd or unusual is supposed to happen. The most common experience for new meditators is restlessness, boredom, and frustration about sitting and doing nothing but realizing that they are restless, bored, and frustrated, and that thoughts are automatic. My own teachers like to say that the mind sweats thoughts. That's natural. That's the big special realization at the get-go. And as the Beatles say, then you make it better. How many of you play a musical instrument or sport or have some kind of technical job? Or how many of you were out of shape or unhealthy and then took up a certain health and fitness regimen and got a beach body? The journey was challenging at first, but it got better with practice, and noticing changes generated incentive to keep up the good work. But the big secret about meditation practice is that even people who have been practicing for years and years, even meditation teachers and so-called gurus, may have days when they are restless, bored, and distracted during their meditation practice. Maybe the only differences between them and a beginner in that situation is that advanced practitioners, generally speaking, are not frustrated, expectant, or goal-oriented about what happens to be happening during meditation. Depending on the type of practices they are doing, they are still just sitting in the present moment in relationship with their inner and outer environment. Because advanced practitioners can have similar experiences or even get caught up in similar self-sabotaging expectations as those of beginners, Buddhist meditation practitioners refer to beginner's mind and continually return back to it. It is less a return to the basics than simply a return to right practice. Another experience that meditators get caught up in is trance. That said, meditation is a kind of trance if we define trance, as hypnotists do, as a mental state of profoundly focused attention. We are basically in a trance when we're daydreaming, absorbed in a hobby, enwrapped in the plot of an entertaining movie, or staring at our smartphone and thumbing through Facebook posts. A professionally hypnotically induced trance is one in which a particular person's mind is so paradoxically distracted in concentration that messages and programming that particular mind ordinarily resists get through. This is why therapeutic hypnosis can break through fears and self-sabotaging habits that are derived from self-defense mechanisms in deeper layers of a person's consciousness. Some forms of meditation are meant to establish trance. Visualization practices, for example, that have goals of modifying your sense of self. These types of meditation may be devotional, theurgic, or psychodynamic. My YouTube, Spirit Guides, Spiritual Ideals, and the Holy Guardian Angel covers some of this. And I may discuss it further in another YouTube on meditation that specifically addresses devotional and mantra meditation. Cultivating the ability to concentrate is a prerequisite for meditation. The one trains the mind to be more focused and less noisy. The other is resting in that focused state. This is thoroughly explained in the classic The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. The first half of the Yoga Sutras describes the preparatory work for the meditative life. The second half describes the deeper and deeper layers of the meditation experience and ultimately gets into concepts that may only be appreciated by very advanced practitioners. It is still worth the read, and some translations are easier to follow than others. In my opinion, Light on the Yoga Sutras by B.K.S. Iyengar is very accessible reading for people new to classical texts on Eastern spirituality. With the very wide popularity of meditation apps and guided meditation programs, the lines between meditation and hypnosis have been blurred. Many apps are useful guides to help you get into the so-called zone and hold concentrated attention. Others guide you through mental imagery and stories that may be useful in cultivating attention, relaxation, and changes in thoughts and attitudes. Others, whether intentional or not, and for better or worse, are straightforward hypnotic induction. Some practices also involve breathing or somatic techniques that alter brain chemistry to induce trance and dissociative or cathartic experiences. These kind of practices lie more in the realm of psychotherapy, shamanism, folk magic, and occultism. If this is where your interests lie, a YouTube on astral temple work is planned. Stay tuned. The mind sweats thoughts and feelings that generate actions. Those actions are too often knee-jerk reactions, automatic, not exactly truly conscious or willful, and often regrettable. Sometimes we call it losing it, or getting carried away, or dropping the ball. Through meditation practice, we become aware that these thoughts and feelings are happening and are working us instead of us working them. This realization transforms into the practice of mindfulness. It simply means being in a place of having better insight into our thoughts and feelings, pausing and more consciously considering how we want to behave in any given situation about them. With practice, new and more effective conscious ways of thinking, feeling, and behaving arise, and old automatic habits die back. For this reason, I'd like to counter the fundamentalist argument that meditation invites demonic forces to take control of your mind. In meditation practice, demons are not entering your mind, they are coming out and being neutralized as you gain more self-awareness and self-control. As you become more familiar with what your mind and feelings automatically do, the more you practice focused concentration instead of mental distraction, and the more you understand that you don't have to be on automatic, driven by thoughts and emotions, the more calm your mind and composure become. A sense of spaciousness, belongingness, balance, and resilience replaces the static of noisy, disturbing, and distracting thoughts and emotions.